What's happening, party people? I am still at home. However, I am planning on leaving Cincinnati tomorrow morning. Winter is here. I am headed up to Michigan. I will spend Sunday in Michigan and Monday morning headed over to the Chicago area. So I'll be in Chicago Monday. Hopefully, take care of a couple things while I'm there. I had to meet about four different people. If you are in the schedule and we've already talked about me coming and helping you out with something, I will be contacting you probably tomorrow to set the schedule for the day that I will meet with you. Then I will be coming back to Cincinnati hopefully by Saturday, Christmas Eve, and then I'll be spending, I guess, the next 2 weeks in the Cincinnati area before I head back out west. Now, a couple people have contacted me about doing business together, which means either me finding some part for you or coming to help you take care of something. Please do not leave those type of communications on YouTube. I cannot find messages in YouTube to contact you later. It is best if you call or text me. If you call or text me, I'll put you in my notebook and I can search my text messages to find our communication and make sure I connect with you when possible. So don't leave messages on YouTube hoping that I can do business with you. It just doesn't work out. If you're looking for specific videos, in the description area of each video, there's a link to a video called How to Search My Videos. If you click that link, it will show you how to find videos quicker for you to search and find those things yourself. If you wait for me to find your message in YouTube and then search those videos for you, you'll have a delay. So it's just better if you go ahead and search those videos out yourself, find them yourself. Now, I am, man, doing a little bit better every day. I have a slight irritant in my lower back. Feel like nerve endings. I don't know if it's arthritis or what, or pinched nerve or something. And occasionally that will irritate and send discomfort down my leg. However, it is not really a pain. It's more of an irritant. I did some things yesterday. I was able to move around, get around, go on my walk and stuff like that, and was not in any worse pain. So I think I'll be okay with visiting you guys and taking care of things that you need taken care of. Hopefully this will gradually get better. I had to buy some hardware to get my table inverter, some people call it that, put back together so that I could use it. Hopefully I will be able to use it a few times today, and maybe that will relieve the irritation I have in my lower back and hip. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed for that. I also wanted you to know that when you leave messages on YouTube and I reply to them, it is very difficult for me to find those messages in the event that you reply again. So you might be better off emailing me if you want to go back and forth with some troubleshooting or something. Call or text me. If you're out of the country, my best method of doing that is through WhatsApp. There's a few things that I have on my phone. I have text messaging on my phone. Of course, you can call me on my phone, and I have WhatsApp on my phone. I do have IG on my phone, but for some reason, I have not checked IG messages in probably 3 months. So you're probably best doing text messaging or WhatsApp to get me to reply. I'm not 100% back in my, I guess, abilities since all the stuff that's going on this year. And of course, now I'm still hashing through this IRS audit, which is mentally taxing as well. So it's best to just use text messages or WhatsApp. And if it's something urgent, man, just take care of your stuff. You know, I'm an extension of help, but you may not be able to use me for primary help. I'm just not there yet. I do what I can. I get overwhelmed a little easier now than I used to in the past. So sorry about that. If I can help you, I will. Sometimes I can't. That's just the way it is. So that's where I'm at. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video clips, and if you're in my schedule, hope to see you soon. I hope you guys have a safe and joyous holiday season. Do pray for me as I pray for you guys. Almost forgot. I purchased I would call it a lot of used parts from a local Volvo shop. It has parts ranging from vehicles in the 80s all the way up to probably 2012, 2014. Mostly Volvo stuff, a few odds and ends of other stuff. My plans over the next week or two is to get that stuff listed on my website. That's probably the easiest way for me to deal with that stuff, listed on my website. And if you guys need that stuff, you can go on there, purchase it, and me or my daughter will ship that stuff to you probably quicker than I have in the past couple of months. Over the past few months, I've had people order stuff off my website and not have it handy from one reason or another, and it's taken me anywhere from 2 days to, man, it took me 2 weeks to ship out a couple of parts. So if you need something that's urgent, definitely send me a separate message. If that's not too much of an inconvenience for you, I'll get that stuff shipped out to you, me or my daughter. I'm gonna put it where she can find it and ship it from home here. Now, I've had a couple people order parts. I hit them back, say, hey, I don't have that part with me. That part's in Las Vegas or somewhere else. It'll take me a couple weeks to go get it. And they say, oh, okay, no problem. And then 3 days later, they report me to PayPal as some kind of fraudulent person that did not ship their parts out. $20 part, I don't have any problems with reimbursing anybody at any time prior to me shipping a part out. Just send me a message, and man, if you're in the US, I don't know why you wouldn't call or text. Sometimes people send messages through Facebook and these other avenues that I beg people not to use, and then they report me as somebody that's ripping them off or fraudulent. So it's kind of a sad situation to me. However, that's their right, and then I just refund their money and leave it at that. But if you got something that you are urgent about, man, don't get impatient with me. I don't get it. But anyway, you got that right. So if you need something urgently, contact me. We'll try to get it right out to you. We always try to get stuff right out to you. If I can't, I'll usually let you know, especially if the website doesn't indicate it. Like, I was allowing the website to sell oil cooler line block off plates for those oil pans and those turbo P80 cars. And I was allowing the website to sell them because I would get a couple of them, once a week or once every 2 weeks. And that's been going okay, shipping those out. However, with people getting impatient, I've removed that option. So you can no longer order that thing if I'm out of stock until I restock it. So that's where I'm at with that. Like I said, I'm going to be listing these parts on the website soon, and I appreciate you guys checking it out. I got several mass airflow sensors for the red block cars. Man, I looked on the website. Those things are nearly $1,000 for the OEM Volvo ones. They're selling knockoff ones that a lot of red block people say don't work very well often. Now, these that I have are working. They were pulled off of working cars that people decided to salvage, or they did something with the car and the shop removed those things because they know how difficult they are to find the OEM ones. So these are working when they're pulled from a car. I'm not trying to get rich off of this stuff. I would like to get my money back from buying the lot of these parts that I purchased. So that stuff will be on the website soon. Hopefully people that need it can find it and use it. And I appreciate you guys' support and your patience. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to Hanging Out with Robert, that's me. This video contains things that I encounter throughout the day. If for some reason I complete a task and you would like to see the details, you can click on the link in the description area below. This video also contains tips and tricks that I learned throughout the years. I plan on leaving this video accessible for about 30 days. After that, you can view it through my Patreon account. Thank you very much for watching. Kicking off the Tinker Day with this T5R. You know, I got this car registered, but I hadn't pulled that plate off of there yet. I'm gonna do that. Elizabeth's driving this car. As you guys can see, winter is here. It's freaking cold. I am about to figure out why this car is running rough. Elizabeth said she started it up the other night to come home, and it just didn't want to run strong. She thinks it blew a turbo hose, so let's dig in and see how good her troubleshooting is. She's getting to be regular old troubleshooting on these old 850 P80 cars. Let's dig in and see what we can find. I'm gonna pop the hood first, look under it, then I'll start it, scan it for codes. Well, I already don't like what I see here. That tube looks horrible. I'm gonna put my hand on the underside of it. Actually, I'm gonna take it off. It looks torn. I can't imagine it not being torn on the backside somewhere, but that tube is in bad shape. I don't know why these things are touching each other, but we'll see what's going on with that one. There's a couple things laying around down here, and see if that's a tube that's having a problem. And let me scan it for codes as well. Sometimes that tube is torn and that'll cause it, but it don't look loose. That kind of holds that stuff in place. Let me pull this out and see if I can put my hand under there, see if I feel a hole in that tube. Man, my hands are cold already. I can't feel any holes in that tube or this one. This one doesn't feel really good under here. It's got some wires pressed up against the bottom of it. But man, this tube is kind of in bad shape too. Let me start it up, see if wiggling that tube will make a difference, and then scan it for codes, see where we're at. Now this car has an issue where it's losing power to the instrument cluster. The instrument cluster, oh gosh. Loses power every time you shut it off. So, let me show you what I mean. When you stick a key in, turn the ignition to run, cluster powers up. So there's something on top of this cluster is not getting power. I'm gonna grab an ohm meter. I found that the other day. I'm gonna check the other car that does not have a dash pad, see what all is supposed to have power with the ignition off, and then see why this is happening to this car. Anyway, let me fire it up and go out there and wiggle those hoses, see if we can get something to change. Feels okay. We got flashing ECC lights. She keeps the headlights on. I think the temperature gauge is bad. This thing never moves. But let's see if we could get something to act up out there under the hood. This hose here is really soft. I can see that collapsing. Sound like we got a hole in the exhaust somewhere. But I don't see any leaks per se in any of these hoses. We take it for a test drive. She said it wouldn't really do above 50. So let's see what happens with me. Let me grab my scanner and scan it. So we got a light out here. I think that's low oil pressure. That light's out, which is not good. And a service light out. Don't know if anything's out over this side or not. But let's go ahead and scan it. See what we got here. I'm gonna go engine. This scanner is cold. I think we're Montronics 4.3. So let's see if that works. It's a 95 850 turbo T5R. Alright, look like it's got it. Let's do a diagnostics. Read the DTCs. No DTCs are set. That's weird. Exit, let's erase them. Well, why do we have a check engine light if we have no DTCs? Oh, ABS tri-slice work. Now we have no check engine light. That's interesting. Ah, there it is. Check engine light just came back. Let's see what it says now. No DTCs. It's double clutching for some reason. That's weird. I don't know what to do. Got a check engine light. No codes. Something's definitely loose under this vehicle. Need to check that out. Alright. Alright, let's go back and read electrical stuff. Seems like the ECC is doing something. Cut the stereo off. Failure to initiate communication. I hate when that happens. Try again. Well, come back if I get something. To my surprise, it is communicating with the ECC. I told it to read the codes in there. Oh, now it's failure. Crap. It said it was set. Now it's not reading the codes. This car's been running for 6 minutes because that clock resets every time I start it. I'm going to go close the hood, take it for a test drive. I can't read any codes. It won't really connect with any other module in this system. So I'm kind of at a loss to what's going on here. So I might just break out my other scanner and let my other scanner read codes, my just basic scanner. Let me go grab that, see if I can read any codes before I go for a drive. I got a speed sensor code. Looks like the only one I got. See if it'll erase it. I don't know why this other scanner would not connect to the transmission. It says it's been cleared, but I still got a check engine light. Let's see here. The code came back already. Nope. Alright. Let me cancel this. Let me see if I can read data stream on here. I think last time I had to go to this 2 ECU to read a data stream on one of these cars. I want to see if it has a temp, because that thing is reading that temperature is, it's at 81 degrees. That's good. So it's a problem with the cluster, not the temperature, because that thing would be all the way down close to 2. So let's leave that going and take this car for a drive. Right now the car is running about 82 degrees Celsius, which is 179 Fahrenheit. And as you can see, my instrument gauge there is still reading 0. So we got a instrument cluster problem. Check engine light went out. That's good. It didn't go out when I cleared that transmission code, I don't think, but it's out now. So that's strange. Get under here, take a look at this exhaust, but a big thing is this engine mount, probably under the harmonic balancer, is probably shot. This thing is feeling a lot of vibration and a lot of harshness with the engine mounts here. So I got to check that out. Other than clearing that transmission code, I couldn't figure out anything that could have been going on with this car. The car got 19 miles to the gallon back here to the house, which is pretty decent, figuring the hill I climbed to get up here. Like a 2 or 3 mile long hill I climbed. So the gas mileage is decent. It's running cold, so it probably needs a thermostat. Smells a little bit like it might need a heater core, so I may check that out. But other than that, engine mounts, suspension, stuff like that I feel going on. Cosmetic stuff like that there. Put the proper steering wheel back on it. And maybe a dash pad. Got some dash issues, which most of them do, with that pieces breaking apart. Something's going on with the glove box. But let me see if I got an engine mount for this thing and check this heater core, see if this heater core has ever been replaced. I'm hearing this tapping down here under the car. It kind of reminds me of a bad wrist pin. I see that coolant hose over there has almost got a kink in it, kind of strange. So I think this engine is probably on its way out. It's got probably 400,000 miles on it. I went back here and looked at the exhaust. Right behind the cat, where the exhaust connects to that clamp, is broken. So that's where the exhaust is busted off. I could probably take that clamp off of there and put one of Dan's favorite clamps on there and quiet this down. So it's going through the cat, it's broken after the cat. So got some rust right here, which is common for those cars up in the Rust Belt. So see how that quiets down and comes back? It's probably a wrist pin. I just wanted to see what else is going on under there. I want to see this mount here as well. See what this mount looks like. See, I got a oil cooler line leaking, and this mount is probably totally worn out there. Needs to be replaced. Yes, sir, this thing needs some mounts. They hard and worn out and old. And somebody clogged that. Somehow, oh man, I pushed that in too far. I got to pull that out a little bit. But this trunk latch is busted. It won't latch. I could try to oil it up, see if that helps it. I could also try to take the latch off of that S70 trunk in the garage and see if that'll fix it. So let me do that. Try that and go from there. Well, this kind of sucks. I got a bunch of stuff stacked on there. Shouldn't take much to get that stuff off of there. So let me get that stuff off of there, get this trunk out where I can get at this latch and go from there. If somebody needs a trunk, it's getting scratched in here. I got a white trunk Is that a rust spot? Yep, got a rust spot on it. I might just disregard that. Let me think about what I'm gonna do with that trunk. These latches look the same. Pull this back. Gotta unplug this, unlatch this. Ugh. And that latch should come out. Take these three 10mm loose. Take these three 10mm loose, see if that comes out. Well, these latches are clearly different. The latch out of the S70 is electrically released, it appears, while this latch in the 850 has a mechanical release to it. So I'm not going to be able to switch those over. I'm going to have to get me an 850 trunk latch. See how long that mechanism is in there? That's something I got to go get out of a 850. So I'm going to try to find some PB Blast or some kind of lubricant to loosen this latch up. Get this thing working again. Looks like I got the latch working. Should have tried to clean it up a little bit first. There it goes, it locks. And when I flip the button up here, it unlocks. So let's try to close it, see if it latches closed. This trunk may have been a transplant because the center bar is clearly a different color. So I'm gonna get inside the trunk through the seat let down and try to figure out why this thing is not latching. This seat is locked from inside the trunk, so I'm gonna go in the trunk and release that latch so I can fold that seat down. See that red switch there? I had to flip that up. That will unlatch the seat. Now that seat should fold down. All right, let's get in here and figure out why this trunk is not closing right. So the latch is hitting way in front of the bar. Let me see if I can adjust that. Yeah, this thing is still hitting above the striking point. So I'm gonna try to bend that out a little bit with a tool. See if that helps. Cause that thing is a 1/2 inch in the wrong direction. I don't know if the back of the car is pulled out or if this trunk is pushed in, or if that latch is pushed in. So I'm gonna try to pull that latch out. I got a little bit of bending action going on here, and it looks like it'll fall down in place. Probably should bend it a little bit more. Yep, it did latch, but look how that's bent. We got a latched door, but it's not closed because there's a lot of daylight there. I suspect that the center of this trunk piece is pushed back for some reason. I don't know, something strange going on here. But at least it's latching now. It could be locked. Before it wasn't even locked. Let me pull that back just a little bit more. And maybe later on push this other side or pull this back of this in. So this thing can close right. It's not closing right. It appears that I have a service key for this car. Because I can't get the key to go in the glove box. It does go in the ignition. It does go in the doors. But it does not go in the trunk. So let me take one of these other keys and see if it'll go in there. That key doesn't go in there. That's the key to PR. Let me see if Panther's key will go in there. Well, if I got Panther's key. Because I know Panther has the master key. Yeah, see? Panther's key goes in there. So the master key has a different shape on the tip of this thing than these service keys. And Panther's key. Oop. Oh, sheesh. I got it to lock that dang thing, but it won't unlock it. Oops. I don't think I got anything in there anyway, but I need to get that unlocked. Do 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 do. Do do do. That key won't even fit in there. Alright, I got Panther's key to unlock it. I just twisted it a little harder, so. Let me see what's going on with this trunk. See if I can get Panther's key to turn this trunk. Well, let me see if Panther key will turn this door. No. So it shouldn't turn the trunk, but let's try it anyway. See if it'll even go in, because I can't even get a key to go in this hole. Yeah, it goes in and hits something. So there's something, probably a key or something broke off in here. Let me go get something put in there and see if I can see down in there with this light. I looked down in that hole and it looks like there's maybe a key broke off down in there. So that's a mess. That ain't gonna get fixed. Well, I got that much of the thing in there. Maybe it's not. Nothing broke off in there. Uh-oh. Yeah. So maybe it was just tumblers are stuck. I sprayed a bunch of PB Blaster in there. Maybe it's loosened up now. Let me try to put Panther's key down there again. Yeah, it goes right in. There it goes. Alright, so it has some stuck tumblers. If I had the right key, it would probably loosen this up. Now, when I got Queen Bee, the tumbler on Queen Bee was busted. Thomas down at Master's Touch in Albuquerque freed it up for me, got it loose, got it working. So, let me try the key that went in there again. This is the proper key to the car, but I think it's a service key. It's too wide to go down in there because it's not a real key. Yeah, there's a difference between the master key and the service key. Alright, if you look at the master key, it has a wider groove right here. Let me take the flash off so you can see it. So here's the difference between a master key and a service key. A service key has a narrow groove there. A master key has a wider groove there. The service key has a thin groove in the middle. The master key is a little wider. So the master key goes in the trunk and in the glove box where the service key won't because of that narrow slit. So that's the way you know if you got a master key or service key. In this video I want to talk to you about a master key and a service key. A service key is also known as a valet key. A valet key will unlock the door and unlock the ignition. It will not unlock the trunk in the event that you lock the trunk, and it will not unlock the glove box in the event that you lock the glove box. So if you take your car somewhere and you know they have valet service, you want to take a valet key. You do not want to give them the master key if you got valuables that you would like locked up. For instance, a Volvo wagon, you can lock the back floor with the master key, but you can't lock or unlock it with a valet key. And this is how you know if you have a master key or a valet key. A valet key has a slender slit down the middle. A master key has a wider slit down the middle. Now that's the primary difference. So the master key will go in every keyhole. The valet key will not, because the other master slots has a wider channel that key will slide into, and the valet key won't be able to slide into there. It gets jammed at the tip. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Even though both of these keys do not go to this car, the valet key will not go in. It goes about a 1/4 inch in and it stops. You can't get it in. Where a master key, even if it doesn't unlock the car, it will go all the way in. The same goes for the glove box. The valet key will not go in the glove box, and this master key will. Slides all the way down in there. So you need to make sure you have a master key if you're going to lock and unlock your glove box and your trunk. Now, either key will unlock the doors and unlock the ignition. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.